This conference will now be recorded.
Thank you. You don't want me to redo, do you? Thank you. Our first application, number A0325, Chris Vetrone and Anna Vetrone. Did I pronounce that correctly? Close.
Understand.
Okay, perfect. If you can please come up and, because I'm sure there will be questions. And as Mike pointed out, if you can turn your mic on when you're ready to speak, you do not need to do that at this time. And at that time, I'll also have you introduce yourself, etc. This application is seeking relief from the interior side yard back set requirement for a structure that does not comply with section 5, bracket L, bracket C, bracket V, close bracket of the Town of Mono zoning bylaw 78 dash, I believe it's an L, as amended. In residential zones, and minimum setbacks for all and accessory buildings and structures shall be 1.2 meters as an interior side lot line. I will, in looking at this application, I will actually open it up if there's anything that you can provide and or that you want to discuss in this application. So if you can turn your mic on, tell us who you are with your address, and add any comments in addition to this application.
Yeah, so my name's Chris Vetrano. In terms of, I feel that there's quite a bit of information here. I guess to add, it was our intention to be compliant from the beginning. And after a lengthy discovery process, when we found out that we weren't, we took action immediately to hopefully rectify the situation.
Fantastic. And is that everything that you want to talk about at this time, or?
I mean, I would like to answer any questions that you have. Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. I will open it up to the committee members. Thank you, Chris, for any and all questions that we may have. I'll start at the end and to my left, John, with you.
Okay, can you hear me okay?
Sure.
Good. Yeah, this is interesting and for the certainly looks very nice.
Thank you, sir.
And it's I'm just wondering how it came about that we're sitting here today. How did it
Yeah, there was
how did
a
it bubble up to here?
there was a bylaw complaint about what we're calling a structure now. So after an investigation, it was determined that Dufferin County Building Department and Mono determined that there was no issue with the way that it was constructed or the size. It was just the setback from the property line that was the issue. So that's why I'm here to hopefully correct that.
And a bylaw complaint from
From a neighbor.
from the neighbor. All right, so it's a visual thing, I'm guessing. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I see. And then I guess if it's a structure, and you've probably been down this road, so I'm just asking questions. It may
Yeah.
be something you've already been down through. If it's a structure, is a building permit required? We don't do that here, but
No, sir, it doesn't require a building permit. It's it doesn't meet the requirements for a permit.
okay,
Based on its size and construction. It doesn't require a permit, but it is a structure.
there's a structure. Okay, that's interesting. And that was something that you explored, like subsequent, I assume, to the complaint?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. And is there any limitations on, I guess, so there's a setbacks, any limitations on height or anything like that? Or usage of it? Just curious.
There are, throughout our investigation, we confirmed that they don't breach any of them. I'm not prepared to quote exactly what those might be. I don't have them in front of me.
Mhm. But no one said it was not too big, too wide, too tall, anything
No,
of
so
that ilk?
before we, as you know, there's a cost associated with going through this process. So
Yes.
before doing it, we wanted to really make sure that if successful, that there wouldn't be any other issues. Also further stopping
Yeah.
its approval. So yeah, we definitely explored all avenues before submitting our application.
Okay. So there's no permitting required other than the setback.
That's right.
Yeah. Um, at this point in the conversation, I don't have anything more. I'll turn it over to my colleagues here. I may come up with something else if, if we
Yeah,
continue the
just
discussion.
in regard to the complaint component, obviously that may be a concern for others. I had our a landscape contractor reach out to our neighbor and offered to plant trees. So a row of cedars was planted after the complaint
Mhm.
to and that was something mutually agreed upon by the contractor and the neighbor.
Okay,
to-
and is
to
the neighbor
rectify.
here tonight?
No, sir.
No. Okay.
Yeah, we the contractor kind of mediated that situation for us. We're not on speaking terms, and yeah, that was the resolution
Okay.
towards us.
I assume
complaint, yeah.
I saw the sign on the front lawn. I assume the neighbor knows this meeting is this evening. I mean, they would be able to see the sign on your front lawn.
Yeah, there's it's got some significance to it for
Yeah, yeah.
sure, and
Big sign.
I know that the letters were delivered because many other neighbors came and asked me about it. So
Okay. So the neighbor's aware this meeting is this evening.
yes, sir.
Okay.
I can't speak for other people, but
Yeah.
there's no reason why they
Would not be.
That's right.
That is all I have right at this moment. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Dave, can I turn it over to you, please?
So when you guys did this initially, I don't know the definition of structure as far as the bylaw goes, but the assumption was it's within your building envelope. So how did you come about with the setback that you chose?
So landscape features can be 0.6 off the property line. So if we're building things like retaining walls, or say if we, construct a pool that has a water feature made out of stone or things like that, those can be 0.6 off the property line. So at the time of construction, we made sure it was 0.61 so that it was compliant, and we had to get that verified, which is great. So that was how we came up with the distance originally. Yeah.
Okay. How tall is the structure? Roughly. I know from the street side,
3 meters of height.
right? From the street side, your back property drops down probably 2 meters.
From the road to my backyard,
Yeah.
I would say that's conservative. Yes,
So it drops quite a
there's
bit.
some slope there. Yes, sir.
So the issue being your neighbors on the south, where you planted the cedars, right?
Yeah.
So side of your property. So the question is, if that was 1.2 today, would your neighbor be satisfied?
I can't speak for other people, but
It's still going to be
my objective opinion is that it wouldn't fundamentally change anybody's view. Not that this isn't something that we tried to sneak past and get away with. Like we built it at 0.61 for a reason, because that's what we thought was compliant. But to your point, in my opinion, it wouldn't significantly change anything. No.
Did the bylaw officer explain why that had now become structure rather than a feature?
It wasn't incredibly clear to me. I mean, this was in 2023, I think, or the complaint was started in 23 and then came 24, and then we did some exploring. So, in my mind, it's the fact that they deemed it that was sort of the bottom line on how I had to proceed from there. Yeah.
Okay. I'm good.
Good, thank you. I'm going to turn it over to Will, please.
The only concern, or the only concern I had was maybe for how tall it is, for how close. But seeing that there was no issues with that, that's great. I can I can kind of see maybe where you were coming from, where you might have thought like a fire pit would be okay, as that might be a landscaping feature, but then it turned out to be actual build. But other than the height, I didn't really have much questions, but thank you.
You're welcome.
Go ahead.
You're-
Go ahead, John, please.
Yeah, just, you touched on it briefly. The difference between a feature and a structure, is there, I don't know who to turn to, so I'm gonna turn to you, Mike. Is there any, information on that? Like how did bylaw put, some notes together as to what determines a feature versus a structure?
Just for the committee's reference, your consultant planner is available with respect to,
Of course.
but I can speak to how the determination of structure versus feature is. The town sought legal advice on this and spoke to the building department.
How can we ask our planner? Deborah, are you there?
She's there. She's online. Just ask Deborah the question.
Deborah, can you comment on structure versus feature, please?
Hey, going out with the camera. Give me 2 seconds. Oh, there we go. Okay. I'm getting a storm here, so apologize in advance if I lose you. Basically, a structure is generally defined as anything that's supported on the ground, wall, side, things like that. Often we'll look at it to see if it has any kind of foundation to it. In this case, there was some ambiguity, so there was a legal opinion sought.
We lost you.
Can you repeat the last sentence, please?
Yeah. I said that there was some ambiguity on this one. So there was a legal opinion sought. I can pull the bylaw up and read you the definition of a structure if you want me to. Choose.
Please.
Okay. Oh boy. That is going to take a while. Sorry. My computer's having a lot of trouble.
There's just, well, she's doing that. Forgive me. I'm just struggling with a feature versus a structure. Not trying to be
Don't
No
be
worries.
problematic here. It's just,
You're,
This
you're
is
not
a-
alone. Yeah.
this is an important decision for you. And we want to
Okay.
make sure we understand
Mhm.
all the facts and get it right.
I did find it. Section 4, sub 196, structure means anything constructed or erected, the use of which requires location on or in the ground, or attached to something having location on or in the ground, but does not include a lawful fence or a pond.
Help.
So a garden shed with a foundation is a structure?
Yes.
Okay.
Pretty much anything.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Deborah.
Okay. I'm going to ask a few questions, and this is going to give a hint as to what I do for a living, which is I'm in insurance. So
Oh,
a lot of my questions will emanate in that area. But
sure.
my first question goes around applicable fire codes. So when I look at the distance, and this may also come, Deborah, for you, is when you look at shortening the proximity of the area to what looked to me to be a combustible fence, is there any issue, or had you looked into any type of fire code, or is there restriction or ramification as a result of closing that gap?
Yeah, the fence is not combustible, just for the
Okay.
record, it's steel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
Yep, no, that's fine. It is, yeah, it's fully enclosed, with concrete reinforced rebar, and it's built in a very solid manner with fire bricks lacing the entire internal
Oh, okay. That's have
structure.
fire brick inside. Yep.
So it's high. We took every possible precaution. It's highly contained.
And was there, or is there any restriction with regards to when we start talking about soot, ash, or debris that may, because I was privy actually only to Dave's frontal view of of the barbecue. And so when I look at the potential for soot, ash, and or heat exposure that may emanate from the unit, is there ventilation? Is there any electrical or attachment there too?
No, there isn't electrical. When you construct a fireplace, there's a formula to create airflow. So
Yes.
it's based on the size, the square footage essentially of the opening, and that will dictate the steepness of the throat.
Yes.
And then that will also, the calculation will tell you the height of the chimney to get
Yeah.
proper draft. So that's
All
sort of how we
considered in
came
that.
up with that overall size as well, because you basically reverse engineer the size of the structure based on the opening.
Yes. Perfect. And I did notice, so because there's two purposes that you can look at. So is there any restriction? And I don't know if someone from the fire department had looked at, but when I look at these outside burning apparatus, is what I'll call it. Is there any opportunity for a grease buildup or carbon monoxide buildup, that sort of thing? Or is that all also in those calculations in terms of the maintenance, cleaning of the apparatus so that nothing does build in it? Or how does that operate?
Yeah, so after the throat, that's fire brick, there is fire brick laced clay flute, so that
Mhm.
that's how it works. And I guess in terms of debris, like any fireplace, as you develop ash, you would, when it's cool and cold, you dispose of that in an appropriate manner.
And so there's nothing that would disallow you from, because I know in the application, et cetera, we're calling it a barbecue, which to me indicates we're only cooking on this apparatus. But with the size of the opening and availability, we could also look at burning other wood, waste, or material. And I guess then I also look at, pressure treated wood going in, or different materials that contain chemical, something like that. So I'm just also curious in terms of intention of, is it truly a barbecue or is it going to be used multi-purpose?
Yeah, we want to do things like put pizza oven inserts in there and that kind of things of that nature. With regard to material being burnt, there's clear instruction that you cannot burn things like pressure treated wood, for example, or chemicals, or anything it's, for lack of a better term, irresponsible in that capacity. Yep.
Perfect. And I'm not going to talk, we've killed the building code issue stuff, so I'm not going to talk about that. And from an insurance perspective, to me personally, this is a great fire exposure and hazard. Insurance industry, just as a little bit of interest, wildfire season is upon us, and every year at this time. So my other question emanates around whether this is a requirement to report to your insurance company, and or have you reported that to them?
It's not. However, I do need, if I choose to use it, I do need a permit.
Okay.
Like
A burn
get a
permit?
burn permit, and I do have to follow the rules. If there is a no burn designated period of time, I need to follow that, as well as notify the fire department when I choose to use it. We had a small, if you've ever been to a provincial park, those types of fire pits. We had one of those in our backyards when we moved in, and I had a fire permit, and I called them, and they were quite surprised that someone actually called. But yes, that's the policy, is to call before you use it, which is totally fine. They have all your information. You have to explain, what you have and what you're doing, and have appropriate means to put it out within close proximity. And we have a hose, so.
And pool?
And and a bucket by the pool. Yeah,
Nice.
that's right. Yeah.
And my last question is, with regards to your intention to expand. So you were talking about pizza ovens. I've noticed a lot of those outdoor open air burning type of apparatus usually have these big extravagant bar type areas, sitting areas. Is there any plan to expand the area?
No, ma'am, I feel we've pretty much maxed out our little piece of property there, so that's the way it's gonna stay as far as we're concerned. Anything that we, would use it for or do with it would be internal.
Fantastic. Thank you. And thank you for answering all of the questions as honestly as possible. We appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I'm going to turn it over just to say, Deborah, thank you for your comprehensive report. I love the style changes that you've made. I think your report is fantastic. And I just turn the committee to the report to go through. And when you look at the recommendations with regards to what is there, and also remember what it is that we're looking at today, and it's the back set to this from, from the property line. So with that, I'm going to, and I apologize.
Lost.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Sorry, quickly. Just saw some pictures that were shown to me here. Is it a barbecue? Or it looks like a fireplace. I don't see a barbecue here. Is there something I'm missing or?
Yeah, there's inserts that we have for the openings.
Okay. I'm with you. Now I got it. Sorry, I was just a bit confused. And then, so you have to have a fire permit. Is it not something we get from the town of Mono? Yeah.
You get it from the town of Mono, but I may be incorrect. It's been a while. I haven't reapplied since I built that, but my understanding it's from the fire department, not the town, but
Okay.
one or the other. Yeah, you have to
And are
apply.
there any, and with that, are there any distances that need to be maintained?
If it's an open fire, yes.
Okay. All right. I mean, this is pretty enclosed. To me, it looks safe, but I'm not, an expert on that, but just, I'm just curious about the next step and not trying to throw a monkey wrench into anything here at all. I'm just asking questions. But, okay, so I see you can have inserts. It's very, very nice. Thank you. That is all.
I can respond on the fire permits. I have one every year and you do it online. And you get a response in 24, 48 hours and you have to tick the boxes. You have to have a way to put out the fire. It can't be burning garbage. It's like leaves or wood. That's
Yeah.
about it. And the town, my understanding is town notifies the fire department of the burn permit. I don't remember the requirement in there.
No, if
having
the
to
fire
notify
department shows up, you better have a permit.
Yeah.
That saves you,
Yes.
saves you the fee. And if I could further clarify for the committee is, there's exemptions in the fire permit bylaw and the general intent of the fire, correct word, a bylaw to regulate the setting of fires. It's really for open fires. And the exemption in section 5 is fires lit for cooking purposes on a barbecue are exempt from the provisions of the bylaw. But that still remains with respect to the types of material being burnt and so forth. So I'm not sure moving forward, depending on the committee's decision, whether you need a permit or not, and that would be something for the applicant to speak to a clerk.
It's our intention regardless to have a permit for the,
I would get the permit.
yeah. I mean, it's our intention to not be in the gray anymore and just make sure. So for what it's worth, I think it's in everyone's best interest to have one. Yeah.
Fantastic. I need to open up any questions to the public. I believe these two gentlemen are with the next application, correct? Thank you. So there is no public, so there are no public questions. So now,
Yep.
no, I don't think so. So I open it up now to the committee, and just to remember, we can move to approve, move to deny, or move to bump the application back if there's more information that we're looking for. So I will open it up now for someone to bring forth a motion.
May I?
Yes, please.
I move to approve.
Thank you. And actually, I'm going to back up. Can you, yes, you're going to have to read the motion and
And where
Fred
is,
would be proud.
which document is the motion on?
Uh,
325.
Here,
Here
read
is-
this.
Ah,
That's it.
Yep, you got it.
okay, so for file A 03-2576 Meek Avenue in Mono. The Committee of Adjustment in consideration of the requirements of section 45 of the Planning Act, RSO 1990 CP 13, has determined that based on a review and discussion of the application and a planning report dated July 24th, 2025 by Alexander Planning, Inc., that minor variance application A03-25 maintains the general intent and purpose of the Mono official plan and Mono zoning bylaw, is desirable for the appropriate development of the subject lands, and is minor in nature. On that basis, the minor variance is approved, subject to the following conditions. One, that payment in full of any outstanding municipal fees, taxes, and charges. And two, that the variance pertain only to the request as submitted with the application. I assume that you've paid all your fees and you haven't got to this point without doing so.
Sir.
All right, thanks.
Thank you, John. Do we have a seconder to this motion? Mr. Carver, all in favor? Thank you. Good luck with your new barbecue. It has now received its minor variance, so good luck to you, sir.
Appreciate your time, guys. Thank you very much.
Have a good day.
All the best. You as well.
All right, we will move to the second application.
Right.
Uh,
Do I give this to you or this page?
No, that's fine.
That's
They're
all.
gonna they'll keep track of everything. Move to application number B04-25. The applicant is OCPS Realty Holdings, Inc. The application seeking consent to restore separate and individual title to the subject lands as originally described and divided to facilitate a charge against the lands to be conveyed municipally at 4 French Drive. I will ask the representatives to please approach. And if you can state your company name and who you represent.
Hey guys, my name's Josh. I'm here representing Gowling WLG. We're the law firm representing OCPS on this matter.
Fantastic. Thank you for that. This is a pretty simplistic application, so I will open it up to the committee if there are any questions, anything they want to share. I'll start at this end this time. Will?
I'm trying to think if I had any questions. When I was going over it, it seemed fair enough. Like they got to get that mortgage and they just bring it back to what it was. But if anyone else has any questions, feel free.
Thank you. Don?
Yeah, I agree with the statements just made. But really, nothing's changing. Like, there's no new surveys. It's just separating the properties. Regularly, so-
Rich, I'm the owner
Oh,
of
cool.
OCP.
Thank you.
As Realty, I'm one of there's a group that owns OC. We bought 10 calls in 2023 from the Duker family, and then we bought French Drive in March under the same company, not realizing that the rules merged the property. Now we're going for financing, and we're trying to demerge them for financing. It's really that simple. We're not planning to do anything with it, but continue to stay in Orangeville and do business here in Orangeville.
Fantastic. Thank you for your input.
I don't have any more questions.
Great. Thank you. Dave?
No questions. I guess you learn not to do that again. Expensive boo-boo.
Yeah, but again, I did not. I really didn't know that. I wouldn't have thought that we buy property side by side, that this exists. Yeah, so anyways, moving forward with it, and fortunately, yeah, so this thing is parts of us, sure.
Fantastic. I also have no questions. I do agree with this this application, so I will throw it out to the committee if someone can bring a motion forward.
I'll move. So I move we accept file number BO4. Oops. I move we accept file number BO425 for French Drive and 10 Cole Crescent, Mono. Committee adjustment is determined that based on the review and discussion of the application and a planning report dated July 24th, 25 by Alexander Planning, Inc. that the Senate application BO4-25 is approved subject to the following conditions. Condition number 1, payment in full of any outstanding municipal taxes, fees, and charges. Condition number 2, submission to the Secretary Treasurer, all 3 copies of the deed.
Fantastic. Do I have a seconder? Will, thank you very much. All in favor? Motion has been moved, sir. Congratulations and good luck with
Very
your
much.
separation. Have a good night.
But yours. And on him.
On that, I see we have no other business to attend to tonight, so I will ask for a motion to close this meeting.
Put a motion forward to close the meeting.
Thank you, John. Seconder? Will, thank you. All in favor? Thank you. This motion, or sorry, this meeting has now concluded. Thank you.